Good. Hello, welcome with the coffee with Father Jirak here. You notice here, I got a little cup. That's because I got an espresso machine for Christmas. I got it hidden in my cabinet, and so I got these little espresso pods. Nobody knows about it. So sometimes people hear just this little. That's me making espresso for myself. So anyway, I can have these babies all day long. I am excited here because I'm with my sister-in-law, Teresa Goodfeller. And Teresa married my brother Al. And I witnessed the marriage in 2003. So now I'm so proud of my nieces and nephews. Teresa and Al have 9 children. And, like when you guys had like 5 or 6 children, I would share that with people and they'd be like, wow, that's impressive. But now when I say Al and Teresa have 9 children, and I say it with, excitement and pride, they don't know how to like respond. And it's so atypical. Do you get that ever? Like, yeah.
Yeah. When I tell people about our family, a lot of times I'll tell them, well, we have 3 boys and 6 girls. Like, I don't try to throw the whole 9 number out there right at them, because you get kind of like this look. But a lot of times when people give you that look or so, it's like you've had 9 kids all at once. Yeah. It was like, here they are, good luck, 9 kids, boom, go. But really, you start with your first, and there's all that excitement about all the different things that you get to experience for the first time. And the love that you have for you and your spouse spills into this child, and you just want to keep giving and giving and giving. And so that love or that desire for another child grows. And so adding the one at a time, we've never been blessed with twins or triplets, but adding that one at a time, it just magnifies the willingness to give and love. And so the family dynamic is there. It's built in the way God designed it, to want to foster that to more children.
So like this is not something like, this is what I'm supposed to say, like we're supposed to be generative, we're supposed to be generous. Like, you really experience a desire to want to bring more children into the world, to want to give your life completely to that. So that's in your heart.
It is. It's definitely a gift of, you can read all these parenting books that you want to read, but it's been a gift that there is desire to grow. It's not Catholics want to take over the world, we have to have a large family kind of thing. But one of the quotes from St. John Paul II that sticks with me is that the greatest gift that you can give your child is the gift of another sibling. And so I heard that at a young age, and it has kind of carried with me throughout my marriage.
Wow. Don't you find that having that many children gets in the way of having a more intimate alone time with your husband?
It can, and it's definitely the work of the evil one to try to sneak in there and cause more division. One thing that my husband has been really diligent about is, as we've had more children, there's an expected date night. And you've been dealing with all these kids all day long, and you're just drained and you're tired, and you want to turn on the TV and go to bed at the end of the evening. But what we try to do and really strive in the last few years, now that the kids have gotten older and can take care of themselves, we try to go out at least once a week with each other.
Wow.
To kind of date each other again.
You have 9 kids, and you go on a date night every week?
Definitely.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely. We have to foster that love between each other first before we can give it to the kids. So if I'm drained and Albert is drained from just demands throughout the day from our work, we homeschool, so for teaching the kids or just family demands, we can't give what we don't have.
Yeah.
And so we need to refuel that and rekindle that and have that passion be there for each other so that we can deliver that passion into our family.
Yeah. I can see that too, just even, priesthood and marriage, they really they mirror each other in so many ways. And I just know that my ministry and work in the parish and with the people is directly connected to my prayer life, my interior life. It's and I, just thinking about I actually feel better and I'm more fulfilled when I'm completely spending myself,
Mm-hmm.
and versus just protecting myself, so that I don't want to do too much, but the more that you like the more intimate and intense the relationship goes, the more that there's just this desire to give all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can sit back and feel like you're doing the bare minimum,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get by, and that's just fine. But I don't think God wants us to seek the minimalistic mode. We're just such a society of minimalistic, or comfort seekers.
Yeah.
And so when you try to step out of that boundary and really stretch yourself, I think it's in those moments that you really feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you really feel like you're following God's plan.
That's what I call taking it to the next level.
Oh, I think I've heard you say that part.
Oh yeah, you've heard me say a lot of things. You actually have 10 children because I'm always taking your husband out to go do fun things. So yeah.
Technically, I'll agree
So
with
you
you.
have great patience with patience there. What would you say to some like a young couple, and they're discerning the prospect of having another child? There's fears around finances and stability, job, and whether we can do this. I mean, what advice would you give them?
The church says that there are definite times when you could avoid,
Mm-hmm.
and there's certain serious circumstances out there,
Mm-hmm.
and I would tell that couple, to take heed of maybe some spiritual direction from
Mm-hmm.
a person that they trust before they just make a hard, fast, decision on it. Early in our marriage, we had some medical difficulties where we could have definitely avoided,
Mm-hmm.
and it was only through prayer.
Mm-hmm.
It was only through trusting God and trying to really seek His will. When we try to seek our will, we can kind of distort the picture of what God has planned for us. So I hear couples say, financially, we can't do it. We can't afford a house. We can't afford all the diapers that it would take
Mm-hmm.
to raise a child. But is it that decision? Is it allowing you to let God work in your life?
Mm-hmm.
Are you building a wall there that
Mm-hmm.
creates a barrier for trust?
Yeah.
And so when you trust in your spouse and trust in God's will, it seems like He opens up the doors and allows things to happen that you wouldn't even imagine. So if you would have asked me if we would have had a large family when we recently got married or first got married, I would have kind of laughed at you.
Uh-huh.
My friends may have saw it in me and say, "Oh, you're going to have..."
Right, because you just have 2 siblings.
Right, I
Yeah.
do. I came from a smaller family, but I had a large extended family,
Mm-hmm.
and Al comes from a large extended family. So that's where I got the calling from, was the family gatherings, getting together with my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
There was always something to do,
Mm-hmm.
always something going on. There was always so much joy. There's sibling rivalry and all that kind of stuff goes on in any family. But that joy and that family unity is what I had desired for our family. So it's never been, let's make it to 10, let's make it to 12.
Yeah.
Grandma Jirak had 12 kids.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
make it to 13, and beat Grandma.
Well, I like that. It's always good to be on top there.
There you go. Take it to the next level. It's never been like that.
Yeah.
It's always been communication between Al and I,
Uh-huh.
communication in our own individual prayer life,
Uh-huh.
and then trusting
Yeah.
what God has in store.
I love how you explain and describe that as like, because we live in a culture that's very much self-reliant. So like, I don't know if I could do this. And I'm reminded of St. Teresa of Avila, who I love, and she speaks about self-reliance in her spiritual life. She said once actually that self-reliance nearly destroyed me because it was squeezing God out of her life, and that when you do that, there's no room for trust, no trust, no faith, no fruit, So anyway, well, it's been great having my espresso here with you, and we'll do this again.
Sounds good, Father. Thank you very much.
Yeah.